What would you do if fear didn't hold you back? How different would your life be? Imagine a world where the shackles of fear no longer bind you. Fear, that instinctual response hardwired into our brains, can often feel like an insurmountable wall. It keeps us from taking risks, from embracing opportunities, from growing into the person we're meant to be. It can be a stifling presence, a constant whisper of doubt in our ear. But what if we view fear not as an obstacle, but a tool for personal growth? What if we see it not as a limit, but a challenge? It's a shift in perspective, but an important one. Fear is natural, it's human, it's a sign that we're stepping outside of our comfort zone, that we're pushing our boundaries. It's a sign that we're growing. So let's not shy away from fear. Let's face it, understand it, and ultimately conquer it. Fear is not a prison, but a challenge, waiting for you to conquer it. The first step in conquering fear is identifying it. What are you truly afraid of? You see, fear isn't always as clear-cut as we'd like it to be. It's not always a giant spider or a towering height. Sometimes it's a feeling in the pit of your stomach when you're about to step on a stage, or a nagging worry that keeps you up at night. To truly identify your fear, you need to go beyond the surface. Ask yourself, why does this scare me? Dig deep into your emotions, your experiences, your thoughts. It's not about finding an easy answer. It's about understanding the root of your fear. It's okay if it's uncomfortable. Remember, growth often comes from discomfort. Identifying your fear is like shining a light into the darkness. It may feel a little scary at first, but remember, it's the first step towards freedom. Acceptance is not defeat. It's acknowledging the existence of fear, but not its power over you. To take control of fear, we first need to accept it. Acceptance doesn't mean surrender, quite the opposite. It's the first step on the path to conquering fear, the beginning of a journey towards empowerment. Acceptance is not about letting fear win, it's about understanding that fear is a part of life, a part of us. It's a natural response to the unknown, the uncertain, but it doesn't define us. It doesn't have to shape our decisions, our actions, our lives. By accepting fear, we strip it of its power. We refuse to let it dominate our thoughts and dictate our choices. We take the reins, we decide. We acknowledge fear, but we do not let it control us. We choose to stand our ground, to face our fears and to push past them. To accept fear is to disarm it. It's acknowledging that it exists, but not letting it control you. Now that you've identified and accepted your fear, it's time to challenge it. When we talk about challenging fear, we're not suggesting that you dive headfirst into your greatest phobias. Instead, we're talking about a process of gradual exposure, a method often used in cognitive behavioral therapy. This is where you slowly expose yourself to the thing you fear in a controlled and safe way. Picture fear as a mountain. You wouldn't attempt to scale it in one go, would you? No, you would take it one step at a time, setting up camp, acclimating to the altitude, and only then moving on to the next stage. The same principle applies here. Let's say you have a fear of public speaking. You don't start by giving a speech to a room full of people. You start small, perhaps by speaking in front of a mirror, then a small group of friends, then maybe a larger group, and so on. Each step is a victory, a brick in the wall of your confidence. But how do we know when to take the next step? This is where cognitive restructuring comes into play. It's a process where you challenge the negative thought patterns that fuel your fear. You learn to replace them with more positive, realistic thoughts. In the case of public speaking, instead of thinking, "I'm going to mess up and everyone will laugh," you might think, "I'm prepared, I'm capable, and I can do this." Remember, fear is not the enemy. It's a natural response designed to keep us safe. But sometimes it gets a little overzealous, holding us back from things that aren't truly dangerous. That's when we need to step in and take control. The journey of challenging fear is not a smooth one. There will be bumps, there will be setbacks, but remember, each setback is a setup for a comeback. It's a part of the process, a part of the journey. Challenging your fear is where the real transformation begins. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Every small victory against fear is a cause for celebration. Remember, fear is not a monster to be slain in one grand decisive battle. Instead, it's a series of small skirmishes, each one inching you closer to your ultimate goal of freedom. The key here is to recognize and celebrate each minor triumph. Why do we do this? Simple. Celebrating your victories, no matter how small, boosts your confidence. It's a pat on the back, an acknowledgement that you're making progress. This goes a long way in reinforcing positive behavior. Imagine conquering a fear as climbing a tall mountain. Every step forward, every inch gained is a victory. You wouldn't wait until you're at the summit to celebrate, would you? No, you'd rejoice every time you surmount a challenging cliff or traverse a rugged path. So let's raise a toast to small victories. They are the stepping stones to your grand success. Every step you take towards conquering your fear is a victory. Celebrate it. Overcoming fear is not a one-time event, but a journey. A journey that is as unique as the individual embarking on it. It's not a linear path, but a winding road with ups and downs, twists and turns. It's a journey that demands persistence and consistency, even when the going gets tough. Persistence is the ability to keep moving forward, one step at a time, no matter how difficult the path may seem. It's about not giving up, even when you stumble, even when you fall, even when you can't see the end of the road. Persistence is about standing up each time you fall, dusting yourself off and continuing on your journey. Consistency, on the other hand, is about maintaining your efforts over time. It's about establishing habits that support your journey to overcome fear. It's about doing a little bit every day, even if it's just one small step to move closer to your goal. Consistency is about creating a rhythm, a routine that helps you stay on track, even when the road becomes rough. But how can you keep going, even when it's hard? Here are a few tips to help you stay the course. First, remember your why. Why are you on this journey? Why do you want to overcome your fear? Reminding yourself of your why can give you the strength and motivation to keep going, even when it's hard. Second, practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Understand that it's okay to stumble, it's okay to fall. What's important is that you get back up and keep going. Third, seek support. You don't have to do this alone. Reach out to friends, family, or professionals who can provide encouragement, advice, and support. Lastly, celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Each step you take on this journey is a victory, a testament to your courage, your strength, and your determination. Fear may be a part of your journey, but it doesn't have to be the destination. It's a hurdle, a challenge, but with persistence, consistency, and a little bit of courage, you can overcome it. You can conquer your fear. You can unlock your full potential. Fear is a part of life, but it doesn't have to rule it. Let's recap. Identify your fears, accept them, then challenge them head on. Remember, every small victory over fear is a giant leap towards your freedom. Celebrate each success, no matter how small. This journey towards overcoming fear is not a sprint, but a marathon, and each step you take is a step towards your fullest potential. The journey of overcoming fear starts today. You have the power to break free from fear and unlock your full potential.